Hi there, welcome back to The Perspective on BeritaSatu. We're discussing Masala Bumbu, a book on India-Indonesia relations with His Excellency, the Ambassador of India to Indonesia, Gurjit Singh. And now, as we move on to talk about the economy, which underpins much of the coverage we're doing nowadays, the Chairman of Kadin, the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Suryo Bambang Sulisto, joins us. Suryo, thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
You write a chapter in the book. Do you want to expand a bit on what you think are the most important things between India and Indonesia and investment going forward?
Well, basically, I think Indonesia and India have enjoyed a very healthy, growing trade relationship. Currently, I think we're at about $20 billion. But the point is, I think we have much greater opportunities than what we have today. Mm-hmm. And this is the essence of what I'd like to point out, that there are several areas that I think we should, sort of focus on. Infrastructure, education, health, manufacturing, and services. These are areas that I think India and Indonesia are, perfect partners. We're complementary. Certainly India, as we all know, is very advanced in IT, for instance. We have many similarities, actually. We are both rich in natural resources. We have big markets, but I have to say our big brother is ahead of us in a lot of these things. So I think these are areas that I think a joint venture between Indonesian and Indian companies would be perfect. And of course, we have a lot of homework to improve the relationship, because somehow I think there's not enough attention, given to efforts how to increase our engagements, and I think that's why I think Indonesia is fortunate that we have ambassador like Mr. Gurjit Singh, who is not only very highly capable, competent, but a seasoned diplomat, but also very entrepreneurial, I'm glad that he's not in business.
Well, is this just a political thing, though? Or does there need to be some effort from private enterprise alone?
I think it needs both efforts, from government as well as from private sectors. I think, as the ambassador alluded earlier, we're looking east. I think we should be looking at our big brother west, and strengthen our cooperation, because there are lots of really good potentials where we can cooperate together.
Thank you. I think Suryo has said almost the same thing I said, and that is why both of us were actually writing on the economy and trade, and we said many of the same things. I must say, ever since I came here 3 years ago, I have found Kadin, Suryo, and the private sector perhaps the most supportive of having a stronger relationship with India. One of the things that he said, I think there's an understanding that the mutuality can be developed further. The challenge is it's not developing. Now, what happens is that India, we have tried to bring in a lot of business delegations. But the number of business delegations, I think Suryo took one in my time, but it doesn't happen too much. So this relationship is a bit one-sided. Now, if you look at trade, it's $20 billion, but Indonesia has a $10 billion surplus, because India is the biggest importer of coal and palm oil from Indonesia. If you look at investment, it's about $15 billion of investment from India, and maybe about $1 billion from Indonesia. So again, there's a big lopsided. If you look at the tourism, 250,000 tourists from India annually, about 50,000, 60,000 from Indonesia. So in all cases, so we are not looking for a balance. We are looking for a larger framework, expand tourism, expand investment, but there has to be a backward and fro movement. As I often say, the Bali Yatra cannot only be from India to Bali, it has to go the other way too. So that is something that we have been looking at. Well, Bali to Bhubaneswar. Yeah. So we have been looking at how, and I think they have been most supportive in working with us in having more B2B relationships. And that is one of the important parts of our people-to-people connect. The government has put everything in place. There are some policy issues we still struggle with, but I think largely it is how to have more B2B engagement, which is the important part of our future economic partnership.
Okay, we've got to go to break now, but after the break we're going to go into specifically what policies can be brought in to help make that happen. Stay with us.